day, everyone. In your science lesson, you learned that unbalanced forces cause stationary objects to move, which led us to a formula that is force is equals to mass times acceleration. In Newton's second law of motion, it is said that the greater the force applied, the larger the acceleration of an object. These concepts will help us understand momentum, which is one of our topic for today. We're gonna talk about momentum and impulse. But before that, let us have our learning target. First, analyze the factors that affects momentum and impulse. Second, solve problems applying the concept of momentum and impulse. Third, we will cite real-life examples of momentum and impulse. Momentum is commonly used term in sports. When the announcer says the team is gaining its momentum, it means that the team is on the move and is going to take some effort to stop. A sports team that is on the move has the momentum. In other words, if an object is in motion or on the move, then it has momentum. Momentum is a physics term defined as mass in motion. It refers to the quantity of motion that an object has. The amount of momentum that an object has is dependent upon two variables: mass, which tells us how much load is moving, and velocity, which refers how fast the load is moving. In terms of an equation, the momentum of an object is equal to the mass of the object times the velocity of the object. In physics, the symbol for momentum is the lowercase p, thus the equation can be written as p is equals to m times v, where m stands for mass and v stands for velocity. The equation illustrates that momentum is directly proportional to an object's mass and velocity. The standard metric unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. It can also be kilogram miles per hour or kilogram kilometer per hour. Now, imagine a bus and a car both moving at the same speed. Which vehicle do you think will not stop easily and why? If your answer is bus, then you are correct. The greater the mass of a moving object, the greater the momentum. And the greater the momentum, the harder it is to stop. Now, consider riding a jeepney which is moving too fast and then a passenger asks for the jeepney to stop on the next street. What do you think will happen? The jeepney will need more time to slow down and then stop. It is because an object moving with a high speed has a very high momentum, therefore, it is hard to stop. The concept of momentum helps us to understand the tendency of moving objects to stop. These are the concepts you need to remember. First, the faster the object is moving, the greater the momentum. The greater the mass of an object, the greater the momentum. And the greater the momentum, the harder the object to change motion or to stop. Now, let us have a sample problem. Consider a cargo truck with a mass of 12,000 kg traveling at a velocity of 30 km per hour and a small car with a mass of 2,000 kg traveling the same velocity. If the two vehicles suddenly lose their brakes and crash against the wall, which do you think would be more damaging? Now, let us have the solution. For cargo truck, the mass is 12,000 kg and the velocity is 30 km per hour. Now, we're gonna look for momentum. And the equation for momentum is P is equals to mass times velocity. Now, for the solution, 12,000 kg, which is the mass, multiplied by 30 km per hour, which is the velocity. Then, the momentum of the cargo truck is 360,000 kg per hour. For the small car, mass is equals to 2,000 kg and the velocity is the same with the cargo truck, which is 30 km per hour. Now, we're gonna look also for momentum. The equation for momentum is P is equals to mass times velocity. And for the solution, 2,000 kilogram multiplied by 30 kilometer per hour. And the momentum of small car is 60,000 kilometer per hour. Now, if you're going to compare the momentum of the cargo truck and the small car, which one have the greater momentum? If your answer is cargo truck, then you are correct. Simply because the more massive an object is, the greater the momentum. Now, let us have another example. A child on a sled is moving at 3 meters per second. The mass of the child and the sled is 90 kilogram. Now, what is the momentum of the child? Now, for the given, the mass is 90 kilogram, velocity is 3 meters per second, and we're gonna look for the momentum. The equation for the momentum is mass times velocity. Now, for the solution, 90 kilogram, which is the mass, multiplied by 3 meters per second, which is the velocity. Now, the answer is the momentum of the child is 270 kilogram meter per second. Now, try this one. A fat man weighing 80 kilogram is running at 4 meters per second, while a thin man weighing 40 kilogram is running 10 meters per second. Who has the larger momentum? Now, let us have a recap. The term momentum is a physics concept. Any object with a momentum is going to be hard to stop. The more momentum that an object has, the harder it is to stop. To stop such an object, it is necessary to apply a force against its motion for a given period of time. As the force acts upon the object for a given amount of time, the object's velocity is changed, and hence, the object's momentum is changed. A force acting for a given amount of time will change an object's momentum. If the force acts opposite the object's motion, it slows the object down. And if a force acts in the same direction as the object's motion, then the force speeds the objects up. Either way, a force will change the velocity of an object. And if the velocity of the object is changed, then the momentum of the object is changed. The change in momentum is called impulse. The impulse experienced by the object equals the change in momentum of the object. Now here is the equation form. To truly understand the equation, it is important to understand its meaning in words. In words, it could be said that the force times the time equals the mass times the change in velocity. In physics, the quantity of force times time is known as impulse. And since the quantity of mass times velocity is the momentum, the quantity of mass times change in velocity must be the change in momentum. This equation really says that impulse is equals to the change in momentum. Now let us have a sample problem. A baseball is struck by a bat with a force of 3,000 Newton for a duration of 0.05 seconds. Now what is the change in momentum of the baseball? For the given, we have force is equals to 3,000 Newton, time is equals to 0.05 seconds, and the unknown is the change in momentum. The equation for the change in momentum is force multiplied by time. For the solution, 3,000 Newton, which is the force, will be multiplied by time, which is 0.05 seconds. And the answer is 150 ns or 150 kilogram meter per second. Now, let us have another example. A force of 30,000 Newton is exerted for 4 seconds on a 95 kilogram mass. What is the impulse of the force for these 4 seconds? So the given is force with 30,000 Newton, time with 4 seconds, mass with 95,000 kilogram, and the unknown is impulse. and the equation for impulse is force times time. For the solution, 30,000 Newton will be multiplied by 4 seconds, and the answer is 120,000 ns. Now, let us have momentum and impulse in action. Driving your car with a higher mass and higher velocity gives your car a higher momentum. The more momentum an object has, the more difficult it is to stop. Therefore, when someone suddenly crosses the road while you are driving at a higher velocity, it would require you to apply greater force on the brake, or it takes you a longer time or a longer amount of time, or both, to slow it down and bring it to a stop. In this case, force and time are important to look at. The brake serves to apply a force to the car for a given amount of time to change the car's momentum. This amount of force applied multiplied by the duration of time it was applied is called impulse. And the greater the impulse, the greater the change in momentum. And to change the impulse, you can either increase or decrease the force applied and the time of contact. Rearranging this equation will help us understand how impact force is affected by the change in momentum and the time of contact. This shows that the force of impact is directly proportional to the amount of the body and inversely proportional to the time of contact. The equation shows that the impact force of a fast-moving car is higher, and therefore it can cause greater damage after the collision than the car moving at a lower velocity. On the other hand, the equation tells us the impact force could be decreased by extending the time of contact. So therefore, if the change in momentum occurs over a short time, the force of impact is large. And if the change in momentum occurs over a long time, the force of impact is small. We can compare it to boxing. This is the reason why the boxer often relaxes his neck and moves his head backward upon recognizing that he will be hit in the head by the opponent. Moving backward means extending the time of impact of the glove with his head, thus decreasing the impact force during collision. While if the boxer moves forward instead of backward, the punch of the opponent will have a greater impact. Now, let us try this one. Find the following for the 0.5 kilogram ball. Calculate the change in momentum. Impulse. Find the force if the moment impact was 5 seconds. Take note that the initial velocity of the ball is 10 meters per second and the final velocity is 5 meters per second.